Hi folks, Dr. Rowe here. It's summer's day, believe it or not, our first day of summer officially, and it's hailing. We've actually had hail, some snow. It's crazy. I wanted to tackle this subject because I'm just cleaning the screen up there. Hopefully you can see me. Many of you may have seen actually over the last few years, there's been a few posts I've done on this subject, purpose. And I did a survey. I've done 2 or 3 surveys now, if I look back over time, on this subject, but many in front of audiences. But we went out and did some surveys on this 2 years ago. I remember looking at what subjects are coming up most for people. So this is way before COVID, coronavirus. And the thing that came back, money, relationships, purpose, health, vitality, etc. The thing that seemed to come back on the top of the list every time was purpose. Even just recently, social media team did a similar search for me, and lack of purpose, feeling a sense of loss of purpose seemed to be the number one area that people wanted to get more clarity on. And linked to that was happiness, having more happiness, having a greater sense of happiness in their lives. So here we are in the midst of absolute turmoil globally, a lot of unclear messages being sent to people. People are confused about what's happening next, what's happening with their finances, their health, their family, their relationships, their business, their jobs, their careers. Those young people going into education, what's happening with university, my exams, all of these things. So it's not unusual in a place of confusion to have a lack of sense of purpose. Interestingly enough, though, if I'm really honest with you, if we rewind 3, 5, 10 years, I spoke about this subject probably 20 years ago or more. And I remember in 2006, which is now, just trying to think, that's 16 years ago, I did a talk, I did a one-day seminar for charity. I think it was linked with MenCap in front of about 300 people. And one of the big themes of the day was a purpose and a sense of purpose. And I can still remember, there may even be on YouTube, I still remember several people commenting on the fact that one of the things they took away from that day was you don't have to go in search of your sense of purpose. You don't have to go chasing your purpose. And actually, what the comments were from people was that they liked the fact that I shared, actually, what if you had a sense of purpose in different areas of your life? Meaning, instead of just one whole life purpose, meaning, oh my gosh, I've got to go out there. I'm looking for my purpose. I'm looking for my purpose. Where is it? Where's my purpose? Is it down here? Is it in the garden? No. But actually, what if I gave each... Oh, wow, here it comes again. Excuse me there. Sorry, look, can you see it bouncing off my shoulders? What if I gave each area of my life a sense of purpose? And by doing that, when I'm in that area of my life, I become passionate, I become excited. I am able to engage with that area with a sense of vitality and enthusiasm. And when people started to do this, the feedback we got was, actually, by doing this, I'm now starting to get a greater sense of where I'm most passionate, but what my overall purpose in life is. So what I'm going to suggest is this. This is a really tough period, without a doubt, for all of us. I mean, myself included, my immediate family, your immediate families, the people around us, those amazing people that are working in the health service right now. My cousin just told me that he's taken up the UK challenge for respiratory, making of respiratory devices, etc., trying to help in that area. Everybody's doing something in some way, shape or form. And so what I'm trying to say is, through this particular moment in time, what would be a really powerful thing to do is to see if you can find a sense of purpose in this particular set of circumstances. Now, I'm going to step back from that just a moment and talk about you personally, maybe the bigger picture beyond COVID-19. But genuinely, my question would be, what could you do? What could give you a sense of purpose each week? If you can do it daily, fantastic. But look, don't put that pressure on yourself. What if you just said, right, this week, I'm going to do one thing that's going to serve somebody else in this incredibly difficult time of need for other people? It could be delivering some food for somebody. That could be a sense of purpose for that week. It could be going and helping out with a charity if you can physically do that, or remotely, or socially distancing consciously, whatever the appropriate thing is for you. It might be doing something online. It might be helping on a helpline, a support line. It might be like my cousin's done, is going out and doing something which helps you work towards this biggest challenge, which is sorting out respiratory problems and helping the NHS and the services develop whatever they need to do in this next 6-7 weeks. Meaning, stop for a minute and put all the bloody noise that's over there. We're all getting it. It's text, it's phone calls, it's emails, it's the TV if you've got TV, it's internet, whatever it is. It's all that noise. And look and ask yourself the question, where am I most passionate? For me particularly, it seems to have always been serving people with a sense of calmness and giving them a sense of reassurance and tools and tips and just anything that could help them. But also children for me has been a passion as well. So doing something to help younger people. Even last year, we had some youngsters at my communications events just to give them a chance to communicate more effectively for young people. So for you, if it's children, great. What could you do in that area? If it's elderly people, great. Go and help people in those areas. I know a friend of mine that works quite closely with autistic children. Find something that you've always had a slight passion for, a massive passion for, or this kind of building up inside you. This is the chance to let it out. This is the chance to just say, fuck it. I've used time as an excuse. I've used money as an excuse. I've used myself as an excuse. Family as an excuse. I've used all this stuff, the world, the noisiness, the busyness of the world. All that's been an excuse. But now, apart from the snow and the hail, now there's this moment of stillness. And it is stillness if you give it a chance to be stillness. I know there's a lot of noise going on around us, but if you can just use this moment, which is realistically probably 6, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, in the whole length of your life, if my finger from here represents when you were born, and this represents your life, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Where are you on there? I'm about here, 54. You might be here, you might be here. Well, this moment in time is a slither in there, a slither. So in that slither, what can you do that just gives you the chance to give beyond yourself? Give this next 3 months a sense of purpose. Build something. Give something. Learn something different. Whatever it is. But do something beyond yourself. And if you've worked with a charity overseas, I can see Robert just come on now, does a lot of work in Africa, I think. If you've worked with a charity overseas, maybe you could set something up with them where you do a Skype call. What if you could offer a skill, a gift or something where you do a Skype? Years ago when I learned to speak, I was in my late teens, early 20s, and I had this passion. I'd been studying self-development since I was 18. By the time I was 19, 20, I was going to colleges and I was saying, right, I want to talk to you about communication. I want to talk about beliefs. I want to talk about revising and mind mapping and things like that. Now, I could go and do that in those days, but what if you were to do that now remotely? What if you said, right, to a college, a school, whatever it is, in this time of need, I've got my computer here. There's all sorts of tools now where you can share your screen, tools you can put on your computer. What if you just put together a really simple presentation and you just gave from a great sense of purpose and that's all you did? You could do it globally. That could be your main key thing that you do over this next month or two. So have a think about that. Separately to that, and I haven't got time to go into all the detail of it now, but what I would suggest you do is, for each of the key areas of your life, for now, don't think about your big life purpose. I think that's going to come out of the clarity of all of the smoke and the mist and all the stuff that's happening around us right now. But what if you took each of the key areas of your life and said, right, health, I'm giving you some examples, relationships, God, my fingers are getting cold out here, relationships, money, wealth, for example, your personal growth. What if you categorized key areas of your life and then for each one of those you created a definition of your sense of purpose? Statements, if I get a chance, I might put one of those as a post just further down the line over these next few days to give you an example. But just, if nothing else, take a moment this week to sit down and, hi Jen, take a moment this week just to sit down with a blank journal and say, right, relationships. And then write out your sense of purpose for relationships. I want to be somebody that gives more. I want to be somebody that wants to share. In my relationship, I want to be able to come to the table and give beyond myself, and to have magic moments with my beautiful partner, my husband, my wife, to be able to learn together and to grow together. And you give that area of your life a sense of purpose. Then you go across to, for example, maybe it's finances, and you say, I want to be a money wizard. I want to be a money magnet. I want to be able to there you go, somebody's just thinking about this at the moment. Hi Jen, thanks for that feedback. In money, you could say, right, I want to be a wizard with money. I want to be a great money manager. I am going to be able to attract money to me. And you give that sense of, and I will acquire more wealth into my life to be able to give more to charities. And you create this beautiful description of what that area of your life is. If I talk to you about my purpose as a speaker, it's to be able to inspire the world, to bring a message to the world, and to contribute beyond myself, to wake people up, make them feel alive when they're watching and listening to the words that I'm sharing, and to be able to give them a message that they can go out and be empowered to do whatever they want to do. And so if you look at my purpose statement for my speaking, it's really engaging. So when I read it and I go out to speak in front of an audience and I quickly look at it, it reminds me personally of why I'm doing what I'm doing. As a parent, what if you created a purpose for being a parent? My good friend Donna's just come online. I can just see her now, and she's just become a mum in all of this turmoil. She just gave birth about a day and a half ago. She's also a mother of a toddler as well. And each of us as parents, we have a purpose. But sometimes in all of this that's going on around us, we lose that sense of purpose. It's like, what the hell? I feel like my sense of purpose is to cook, to wash, to clean, to get them to sit down, to get them to focus, to get them to concentrate. But if you could put some elegant words behind that, if you could make it more descriptive, if you could give it some passion and say, my purpose as a parent is to embody my children with my core values, to help them see the inspirational things in life, to make them realize they can do exactly what they want to do, and to follow that passion, and to be able to give them a sense of absolute passion that they can do whatever they want to do. What if you made that your sense of purpose for being a parent? So actually what you end up with is these mini statements of purpose around each of these areas of your life. And when you look at all of that, you'll often get a sense of who you are as a person. Your values will jump out at you. Where are you at right now? It's bright and sunny where I'm in Northern Ireland. I am currently in West Sussex, and if you can see, I'm getting my fingers are freezing, by the way. Let me just take you and show you. Look at this. We're renting at the moment a little place because our house is being renovated. You might have seen in the other video. And unfortunately, we can't move back in. So at the moment, if you want to ask me honestly what my sense of purpose is right now, is my genuine sense of purpose is I have to get my family, and this is Maslow, I have to get my family safe and secure. So I've spent literally the last weeks seeing if we can get the builders now are not on site. There's one person coming in tomorrow, so he's basically just working in one area of the house. He will go, somebody else will come in separately, and fingers crossed we're hoping to have a functional bathroom and at least a cooker and a sink in there. Everything else is a building site. And so right now my sense of purpose is just to be able to make sure my two beautiful kids and my lovely fiance have got a roof over their heads in about 4 or 5 days' time. So yeah, difficult times for everybody. The people that are renting houses at the moment, or these type of properties, which is just a short-term let, that they're not in a position to be able to carry on doing that. So, we have to respect that as well. Everybody has turmoil going around them. So what I found in times of turmoil is you focus in and you create a sense of purpose for what is right in front of you now. So what are the things that you have control of that you can really give some passion and purpose to? I.e., what can we do to help other people, for example, in this time of difficult? But beyond that, think about 6, 12, 18 months from today, when we've come through this difficult period. How do you want it to look? How do you want it to feel? How do you want each of those areas to be? This is your chance to redefine it. There's certainly things for me that I want to do differently. We've made some pretty big decisions about being, our parenting. I'm not going to go into that right now because it's a decision that I don't know if I want to talk about in a public space at the moment, but I will do in the months to come. I think we've realized that there's changes that we need to make, and we feel that actually this whole experience that's going on around us in the world is giving us a chance to reset and rethink how we want the life to be in the years to come, and how much time and types of quality of time, different type of experiences we want to have with our kids. And we feel blessed because we have had some amazing ones. But even in this moment, we're realizing actually there's been little gaps that maybe we've missed ourselves as parents. What can you do differently? Hi Anna, I can see Anna watching at the moment, good friend of mine. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't beat yourself up if you're feeling a bit lost right now. Don't beat yourself up if you're feeling a sense of vulnerability, because I think everybody is right now. And quite frankly, if that's what you're feeling, then I think it's a great time to stop and ask yourself, what can I do in the future to ensure this doesn't happen to me again in terms of my finances, my emotions? What can I learn? What personal development tools can I learn? Maybe it's to do with your health. You're aware that your health isn't as strong as it has been, and you need a greater sense of purpose in that area. Maybe for the first time in relationships, you're feeling like you've lost connection with your partner, and this is the first time you're getting closer and closer together. Now you've got to learn more about that person. What if you rediscovered who they were? What if you had a sense of purpose over the coming months with the person that you're with and said, right, let's go back and explore some of our history, and tell me more about you, and maybe rediscover some of the things that you've forgotten about by your partner as well. And on that note, if you can see, my fingers are going numb. It is absolutely freezing. This is hail here coming down. I love you all. Have a great Sunday. Hopefully this has been some value to you and some enthusiasm as well. Give each day a purpose. Give it a little purpose each day when you wake up. Just make a decision. Today is about this. Today is about being healthier. Today is about being happier. Today is about laughing more. Today is about giving more. Today is about giving more value to my kids or to the world or whatever. But each day, if it has a purpose, it will start to expand. And that day becomes the next day and the next day. So I've got to go. I'm getting snowed on here. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing day. It's gone down my back. And if I take this off, you can see it bouncing off my head. Can you see it? Look at that. Oh, my gosh. Dr. Oat signing out.